please ask you to mute or turn off your cell phones. Yep. All right, first on the agenda is the STA.
Good evening. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. I'd like to begin by building on last month's presentation, which highlighted the many ways our teachers support students beyond the classroom. While our primary role is educating students, the work of our staff extends far beyond instruction. In every building across the district, we have a Sunshine Committee. The committee is fully staff funded each year, and it allows us to give back to our school community and the greater community around us. Through the Sunshine Committee, we contribute to the Holiday Adopt a Child program, the Stillwater Food Pantry, and many other charities and organizations. We have provided donations to the families in our district who have experienced traumatic events, such as house fires and other unexpected hardships. We also use these funds to bring some joy into our buildings by organizing themed staff spreads and small morale-boosting events throughout the year. We make a priority to recognize many individuals who help our schools run smoothly every single day. Using Sunshine funds, we celebrate and show appreciation to our cleaning and maintenance staff, cafeteria workers, administrative assistants, administrators, and our school resource officer on their designated appreciation days. It is one of the small ways we can acknowledge that educating children is truly a team effort. In January, we held a district-wide fundraiser and raised $1,760. We split that donation between two local charities, Play It Forward 518 and Kelly's Angels. Play It Forward 518 is a nonprofit foundation based in the Capital Region that supports local children and families facing illnesses or hardship. They provide financial assistance and diversion activities during incredibly difficult times. They also support the Melodies Center for Childhood Cancer and Blood Disorders and Double H Ranch, while offering direct support to families in need. Kelly's Angels is an all-volunteer Capital Region nonprofit that grants scholarships and fund grants to children and families facing hardship due to cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. Their mission is to bring smiles and meaningful support to children who have lost a parent or sibling to cancer or are battling a serious illness themselves. Our own students have received scholarships from Kelly's Angels multiple times. Most recently, they provided a special trip for students in our district who had lost their mother. We were honored to be recognized by Kelly's Angels founder Mark Mulholland on News Channel 13. And here's a clip for you to see.
Teachers in the Stillwater School District have dressed down and stepped up.
And teachers made donations in exchange for.
Teachers in the Stillwater School District have dressed down and stepped up.
And teachers made donations in exchange for wearing jeans to school. They called it Jeans for January. Participating teachers each donated $20 for the right to wear jeans to school.
At the end of the month, they raised $1,700. They donated $880 each to local charities, Kelly's Angels, and Play It Forward 518.
The win-win. They're comfortable and they're doing great.
That is right.
I love it. The 27th annual
At this time, there's some pictures as well of us participating. I would like to take a moment to read the thank you letters that we received from both organizations. Dear Stillwater faculty, staff, and administration, on behalf of our entire Play It Forward 518, we would like to thank the faculty and staff of Stillwater for your participation in the Jeans in January program. We recognize that there are many worthwhile causes, and thank you again for supporting our organization through this important program at your school. Your generous donation will allow us to continue our mission of supporting local children and their families facing illness and hardship throughout the Capital Region. Since our inception in 2015, support from individuals and organizations such as yourselves have provided 275 plus diversion experiences like concert, movie nights, and special dinners with family for patients. Partner with Siena Men's Basketball to host 120 plus patients as honorary captain at home games at the NDP Arena. Donate 350 plus holiday baskets to patients. Donate 5 gaming systems for patients to use at the center. Provide 250 plus care packages for staff, both medical and administrative. provide thousands of dollars in gift cards for essential and diversion activities, provide support to the adaptive winter ski program and summer program for Double H Ranch, and fund 8 wishes for local children through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. On behalf of Play It Forward 518, our volunteers and beneficiaries, thank you for your support. Mark Mahalan sent a follow-up email to me saying that we had made his day. He had signed onto his computer to find more families reaching out and requesting help, and just a minute later, I received an email notification alerting me that you and the kind people at Stillwater Schools have made a generous donation. I'm grateful every day for the support of the good people in the Stillwater community. You always are here for us and help more children and families who can use a lift. And then he asked me to pass along that gratitude to the other teachers and staff who contributed. This work isn't about recognition, it's simply who our staff are. They show up for students and families not just academically, but in personal and compassionate ways when it matters most. And of course, that same spirit carries back into our classrooms. To promote the love of reading, Mrs. O'Malley led our fun and engaging mass reader activity where 8 staff members recorded mystery read-aloud videos for students to guess with a big reveal at the end. And here is an intro and sneak peek of that.
Show The Masked Singer. It's a show on TV where the contestants wear a mask and a costume and they sing a song and then the audience has to try to guess who that singer is. Well, here at Stillwater, we are going to have our own version of that show called The Masked Reader. Each day, we're going to send you a video of someone that you know who has a mask on, and they're going to read you a story, and they're going to give you some clues to who they might be. We're going to send your teacher a Google form, and you're going to try to guess who that reader is. You're going to see me in the video a lot because I'm going to be helping the reader hold their books so we don't give any unnecessary clues. Then at the end, we're going to have a final reveal, and you'll find out who all those masked readers are. Let's have some fun with this. Let's go.
Hi, boys and girls, my name is Silva. Can you guess who I am in 3 clues? I've traveled to more countries and states. My favorite food is spaghetti and meatballs, and I don't know how to blow a bubble with bubble gum. After the fall, how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. After the fall, how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. My name is Humpty Dumpty.
So that was
As part of PARK, Ms. Dyer and Mrs. Murray are hosting a book fair to support classroom instruction, and author musician Stephen Swinburne will visit to inspire students through storytelling and music. Through PBIS Stillwater Day, students were rewarded for demonstrating safety, responsibility, and respect. Activities included snowshoeing with Mr. Coogan, bingo, directed drawing, card making, and board games. And here's some of the snowshoeing events that occurred. In classroom, hands-on learning continues to thrive. Mrs. Schue's 4th graders successfully engineered egg drop containers to demonstrate energy transfer concepts. Here's some of their activity. And band teacher Mr. DeMiro supported 4th grade's extreme settings module with a presentation on hiking safety and proper gear. As a culmination of their Ancient Egypt unit, 6th graders visited the Albany Institute of History and Art, where they explored authentic artifacts and viewed 2 Egyptian mummies, bringing their classroom studies to life. They also welcomed Miss Betsy Slepowitz from Nourish and Balsam Spa, who shared her mandala artwork and how sales of her designs helped provide meals for children through the Regional Food Bank of Northeastern New York. Students created their own mandalas while learning about service and community impact. And this is the pictures of her visit. Mrs. Baker's Earth and Space Science class is working on their second state-required lab labeled The Sky is the Limit. Students are working on comparing warm versus cold air masses using pressure blocks as visual representation. Next, they will be using maps to show how meteorologists use information to predict the weather. Mrs. Baker often uses current weather maps as representation as well, such as the nor'easter that passed through on Monday. Here are some pictures from that lab. The Stillwater Books and Bites Club joined the third graders for a holiday read aloud on December 18th. And just before February break, our middle school and high school students partnered with our kindergarten classes for a wonderful cross-building activity. The older students read Pete the Cat, Valentine's is Cool to the kindergartners, and then worked together on a Valentine's Day craft. And these are our Pete the Cats that we made with the kindergartners. These are just a few of the great ways we bring students together across grade levels, giving our middle school and high school students an opportunity to serve as role models and build meaningful relationships with our younger students. This past January, selected 9th grade students joined our 8th grade Friday morning meetings to share their experiences transitioning to high school. They discussed homework expectations, workload, deadlines, and key differences between middle and high school academics. The goal is to better prepare the 8th grade students by providing authentic peer insight and practical strategies for managing increased academic demands. The 8th grade team plans to invite the 9th grade graders back 1 or 2 more times to discuss course selection, course requirement, extracurricular involvement, and balancing academic and social responsibilities. Student feedback has been very positive, and this peer-to-peer approach has proven to be a meaningful way to support a smoother transition to high school. Thank you for your time this evening and for your continued support of our students and staff. As always, you are welcome to our schools. We encourage you to visit, spend time in our classrooms, and see firsthand the incredible work that our students and staff are doing each day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is public input. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. We're about to start the public input part of our meeting. But first, a quick reminder. As a board, we believe it's essential to hear your thoughts and concerns. To make sure we have time to discuss your feedback and get input from the administration, we will not be able to respond to your comments tonight. We'll follow up with an answer at our next meeting or via email from the appropriate staff member. Please keep in mind that it is the board's policy that we do not discuss student or personnel issues during this time. We take those concerns very seriously, and we ask that you follow the proper administrative channels to resolve them. Finally, please be respectful of everyone. Let's make sure everyone has a chance to speak without interruption. And when you speak, please state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to comment. So I'd like to open the floor to any kind of comments from the public. Anyone? This is a public comment section on agenda items. So if it's something on the agenda, then we'll have another one later with that. It's not on the agenda. All right. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the consent agenda. Motion to approve the consent agenda items exclusive of board minutes of the 2/24/26 Board of Education meeting and CSD recommendations.
So moved.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And next we have the superintendent section.
Hello, everyone. So after the student break, I'll say, and teachers break, coming back, I think athletics has kind of dominated the focus around our buildings this week. So this week, Tuesday night, our boys and girls varsity hoop teams started their sectional runs. Hopefully their runs. The boys defeated Middleburg, and the girls defeated Bishop Gibbons. Pretty good games for both of our boys and girls. Won by kind of large margins. Now it'll start to get interesting. Problem is they both play Friday night, same time, so Stillwater athletics fans can't make both. But our girls are home at 7:30, and our boys are on the road down in Gilderland believe at 8 o'clock. Today we had walk the halls for some of our athletes for a few of the sports. It's now state competition, and we had two wrestlers, Allie Lyons and Taryn West. They're going to go down to the MVP Arena this weekend to compete, see how far they can get in the state tournament. And Tim Oliver will be competing down at Ocean Breeze in Staten Island to see how well he can do. All those athletes really represent not only our sports programs, but our school and our communities very, very well. So I'm very proud of them and wish them all the luck going forward. Thank you.
On behalf of the board, congratulations to all of our accomplishments of our student athletes and wish them the best of luck going forward. Okay, next we have the business administrator.
Thank you. I only have two items. The district has issued an RFP for clerk of the works services for the upcoming capital project, and those responses are due back to the district on Friday. So we're hopeful we have a variety of firms that are interested in working with us for the clerk services for the upcoming project. At a later meeting, most likely the end of March, there will be an item on the agenda for the board to approve a contract with a service provider. And then on the agenda tonight, a little bit further down, is the request for the board to approve a cooperative bidding contract with BOCES for cafeteria products. This is something we do every year to ensure that the district receives the most beneficial pricing on its cafeteria commodities.
Does anybody have any questions on any of the financials that were attached to board docs? No? Okay, that's it.
Yes, thank you.
Next, we have the student board member, which I don't think is here tonight. So, okay, we'll move on. Next, we have personnel. I need a motion to appoint Dave Metcalf as a boys modified baseball coach for the 26th spring season at the stipend of $2,627. Mr. Metcalf has all required coaching requirements. Questions, comments? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to approve the recommendation for Matthew Rayum to receive the stipend of $2,500 for automotive mechanic supervisor for the provision 19.8 of the CSEA contract effective February 26, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to appoint Wendy Johnston as a mentor for a half-year stipend of $500 effective February 26, 2026.
So moved.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to appoint Richard Isherwood as a full-time bus driver effective February 26 at the salary of $21,507.50 prorated as per the CSEA agreement. Mr. Isherwood has full fingerprint clearance. Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to appoint Gary Shields as a full-time cleaner effective February 26, 26 at the salary of $35,286.87 for the CSEA contract. Mr. Shields has full fingerprint clearance.
So moved.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, down to action items. I have a motion to approve the participation in the Wishy-Bosie's Cooperative Purchasing Program for cafeteria products during the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to approve the contract by and between Stillwater Central School District and Saratoga Springs City Schools for the health and welfare services for 18 children residing in the town of Stillwater and attending non-public schools in Saratoga Springs City School District in the amount of $13,493.70. These services are for September 4th to 2025 and to end on June 26th, 26.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to authorize Renee Price, District Board Clerk, to enter into the voting machine agreement with Saratoga County Board of Elections on behalf of the Stillwater Central School District for the use of the machines at the annual budget vote held on May 19th, 2026. Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion for a first read to adopt with recommended changes in policy 6214 incidental teaching, policy 6550 leaves of absences, policy 7220 graduation options, early graduation accelerated programs, policy 7440 student voter registration and pre-registration.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments?
Do we have a second read on these? And we go on our next meeting?
At this point, we have a motion on the floor. These were recommended by the policy committee, and they were sent out to everybody, so,
Usually we do a second reading.
well, we do it only, the only reason we do not is when there is just minor changes or their changes were according to law. Kara?
So I actually have a question about the graduation requirement policy.
Mm-hmm.
It appears based on my reading of it that the only change is really, we're just linking it to what's on the New York State Education website, is that correct?
Yeah.
Rather than having it through their verbatim, okay.
Right.
And I could be wrong, just double check the link on that, because when I copied and pasted it into my browser to confirm it, it didn't come up as the specific link to.
Okay, and I can just check that for us, please.
And I didn't type it, I copied and pasted it.
Yeah.
So. I still could have messed it up, but.
All right, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor? Oh,
Aye.
we just need a second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Okay, I need a motion to a first, these are policies that we will have a second read on, so a motion to a first read on the following policies. Policy 7223, advanced coursework. Policy 72224, or 7224, virtual instruction.
So moved.
In a second. All right, I've got a second. Tara? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hey, guys. Okay, now, the motion for a second read to adoption of policy 1640, absentee, military, and early mail-in ballots. Need a motion? Okay. Questions, comments?
I'd like to offer a motion to amend the suggested changes from he or she to they, their, and delete those. Other than that, I'm fine with the rest of the language.
So I would just like to respond to that. I want to clarify the proposed revision to the policy.
Mhm.
Specifically, the only change under consideration is the replacement of repetitive gendered pronouns such as his or her. With neutral language, this revision does not alter voter eligibility, ballot procedures, deadlines, challenge rights, or election integrity in any way. The policy functions exactly the same before and after the edit. The revision is grounded in readability and drafting quality. Our policies are public-facing governance documents. They should be clear, consistent, and easy to read. Repeated phrases such as his or her can create unnecessary length and awkward phrasing. Updating to neutral language simplifies the text, improves flow, and aligns the policy with modern drafting standards. His or her repeated multiple times is clunky. It creates unnecessary length. It can cause grammatical awkwardness. Modern drafting prefers neutral phrasing for flow. Courts recognize the singular they. Many New York State agencies have adopted neutral drafting. You're not changing any meaning, you're simply reducing redundancy. Further, it avoids future revisions. If you leave his or her, you will likely update it eventually anyway. Many policy services, NISBA, and others are moving to a neutral drafting. Updating now avoids piecemealing, future revisions, repetitive debate, and administrative inefficiency. It reduces legal ambiguity. It reduces legal ambiguity. Ironically, updating pronouns can reduce risk. His or her can create confusion when referring back to nouns. They there avoids repetition and cross-reference ambiguity. It ensures the policy applies cleanly to any qualified voter without interpretive debate. Courts do not interpret they as altering any meaning. This is a stylistic modernization, not a substantive change. Maintaining clear and professionally written policies is part of our responsibility as stewards of district governance.
Does that mean you don't second the motion?
That is correct.
I actually wrote that.
What?
I actually wrote that.
Me?
Um,
With some help?
No, wow,
Yes.
She's a lawyer, so.
wow.
So my only question here is, I don't disagree with they being appropriate,
Right.
but is this the only policy that it's being applied to?
Great question. That's something I want to know as
There's been
well.
other policies that are, when we come into the audit, other policies, they will be changing these things.
And my understanding is New York State is shifting that way anyway. So, and that was one of the points that I raised, was my fear is that eventually we're gonna have to do it anyway.
But it's not mandatory at this point.
It's not mandatory, it's recommended. Yeah.
But if you do read the policy when you substitute, it reads cleaner. It does, in my opinion.
And it doesn't, and changing those words is not changing the meaning or how, the policy is interpreted.
It opens the door to.
And for the most part, I mean, we as a board are the only ones that really see these policies. Every once in a while you might get, somebody really is really interested in falling asleep at night reading these things. So this is basically absentee, military, and early mail ballots. And nothing has changed in there except for those wordings. So we have a first and a second. And we have any more discussion?
Going back to Daryl's comments at one of our last meetings about, I agree with Daryl wholeheartedly. This is opening the door to things that we should not be opening the door to. Every major corporation in America is getting away from this nonsense. We blunt about it, and I don't want our school to be involved in this. And I think a lot of parents better start paying attention, because once we start opening these doors, it starts with this policy. We have a phone book of policies, and it's just going to create a bunch of nonsense that we don't need to change. It's been good for all these years, and now all of a sudden, the one that applies to military and veterans is the first one out of the gate.
No, it's actually not, Rob. There's been
It
past
actually
policies
is.
that we've changed. No, it's
It
not.
actually is. Well,
Question, point of order.
That we changed?
Point of order. So I made a secondary motion. I think Rob is seconding me, but I'll let him confirm
I'll
that.
second that.
So then we would vote on my secondary motion, and then that would pass the bill, and then we would vote on
Right.
the original
Can you
motion, correct?
repeat your verbiage, how you worded the motion?
My motion
Second.
was to negate the substitutions of he or she for they, there, and the other changes were fine. And Rob, you confirm the second that.
I confirm second, yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Anybody else opposing? Okay, the motion doesn't carry. I only have 3. So, sorry. Motion has failed. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the policy itself. And I have a first and a second, and any more discussion? Okay. All those in favor of approving this policy? I would, if you're going to say yes or no, I would definitely say which one you're going to do, because that way it'll be clear, and Renee can, because if you don't say anything, then that's considered a yes.
Right, that's what, well,
Unless you're abstaining.
Unless you abstain. You can abstain.
I think I'm naying. I'm very confused
Well,
right
I just
now.
have to report on it. Yeah.
So this is
The
on
original
language
motion, yes,
as
yes,
written,
as
the changes as suggested.
As suggested by the
If
committee,
you,
know,
so
recommended by the
you're either
committee. So.
yay, nay, or abstain.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
I'm a nay.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing is you have to wait for the, I'm very
Okay.
confused. Do I wait for a nay?
Just making sure.
Because if I don't say anything, then it's not a nay. Because I thought if I don't see anything on the
Okay,
yays, then
all
that's
those
a
in
yay.
favor, okay, all those opposed, can I finish here?
Okay.
Opposed.
Opposed.
Okay, so the motion, the policy does not approve, so,
Great.
it goes back to the table, and, you know, I don't know if we want to send it back to the committee, I mean, we discussed it at the committee level, you know, and so. Huh?
Got going down, not gonna discuss it anymore.
So, yeah, so we'll just keep this on the agenda for the next meeting and see what happens then. Okay?
Because it would stay in the audit queue, right?
Huh?
It would go in the audit queue for the next,
Well,
after we make it through the.
So we're gonna keep voting on it until it passes?
no, that's not what I said. When you have a full board, then we'll have a vote. If it doesn't pass, you know, we have to either pass it with the language that's there now or pass it, because we have to pass it. We have to have this policy, it's required by law.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's not required by law, that's not true.
That is not true. You're absolutely wrong, Rob.
I'm absolutely right.
Okay.
The change itself is
You want
not
to
a.
No, I'm not talking about the
Required
change. The policy itself is required by
I
law.
know the policy is required by
Okay,
law. It's
so we
been
have
there all these years and now all of a sudden we have to change it because somebody wants to recommend we change it for their agenda. And I don't
It's
think
not
we should
just
do
the
it.
he and she
It
that's
is,
being
that's
changed.
what they're trying to do.
Rob, it is not just the he and she language in the policy that's being changed.
You know
There's
what?
other things in the
It got
policy that are
voted
being
down,
changed.
let's move on. Thank you. Can't keep voting on something that gets voted down, just FYI.
Well, I think, so Daryl's motion would have covered the other changes that were not specifically the
Right.
he or she to they. So had that one passed, this would have gotten passed. The policy would have been moved forward.
And when I say it goes back in the audit role, that would be for the next board, right? It wouldn't come back up in this session, it'd be after the next board goes, after we've gone through everything, and next year's audit policy committee will go through it and review it again,
Yeah, you could do it that way,
right? I mean,
you know, if you want, but there are there's other changes in there besides that he or she that are required by law. Okay, so, you know, maybe the policy committee can check with Ryan, our Area 1 BOCES, to see if the changes that are in there are going to be a big deal if we have a problem with, you know, the vote,
Right.
you know, this type of voting. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, if we have to approve it with those changes, then we have to, you know, it would have to keep coming up because we have to have something. You know, I mean, we do have the policy in our policy book and it's been approved, but not with these changes.
Right.
So, okay? Is everybody good with that? All right. So, Amy, can you maybe check with Area 1 BOCES and see if, you know, we can just not approve it and move on? Because it doesn't make a difference. Okay? All right.
I probably should check with them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah,
never
Renee could-
corresponded
yeah.
that way, but Amy,
Do you
I'll
want to?
CC you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that would be great. Thank you, Renee. And thank you, Amy. Okay, moving on. Motion to approve the Special Education Services contract agreement is attached for LaSalle School in Saratoga County Office of Children and Family Services.
So moved. Second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next item is board items of interest. Does anybody have anything they would like to bring to the board?
Did you want me to do that?
Oh, that's right.
We just spent so much time on policy.
No.
We can go.
Amy, would you like to give us a report on the policy?
That was the gist of our committee, if anybody was wondering how that went.
So we met back on the 11th, and we had some great conversation. We talked round and around, and we moved forward on a lot of things, as you can see, and we kind of sat and talked about that last policy for probably half the time we were together. And we'll take all those notes back, and we'll talk with Renee, and we've still got a lot more to do. So we meet again next Wednesday, the 4th at 5 p.m. If anybody would like to join us.
Anybody have any questions? Again, thank you, Amy. All right, now moving on to board items of interest. Anybody have anything?
I'd like to say one thing. So I had asked Mike to send me over, so I was kind of curious as to how much we're paying Ryan a year. And he sent over some invoices. I feel like some of these invoices are out of control. And I feel like we need to put some parameters on. We don't need administrators, obviously. I get it, when you have to call him, you have to call him. But I feel like people of the board should not be able to call him without it.
They're not allowed to.
I see an awful lot of.
The only person that is allowed to, or not allowed, but should be calling the lawyer is myself, in conjunction with Joe.
Well,
That's
I
not
mean,
the
I
policy
wasn't-
that we've been
but I
following.
wasn't gonna call out, but I feel like there's too many calls coming from you. I mean, you said your name, so I'm gonna say you.
I don't call Ryan unless, it has to do with something that we are talking about as a board. And Joe is aware usually when I talk to Ryan.
I feel
It
like
didn't
there's-
happen when I was president.
I just feel like there's times that it seems like we're calling him and incurring costs at whatever it was, $210 an hour, and it's not
I looked at those
necessary.
forms, I didn't see anything there that I was calling him.
I can show it to you if you want, but
Yeah.
I don't wanna. Just say there's calls, in my opinion, going to him that shouldn't be going to him.
Well, again, the things that he's calling me or, I'm calling him regarding things that affect us and the school. And I do it in conjunction with Joe. So, I'm not aware of it.
Is that actually in our policy manual that only the president can call the lawyer? I never saw that when I was.
We really don't have, it's not really a policy, but it's always been a precedent that we set.
Okay.
Because we don't want all board members
Do
to.
we follow that precedent? Or do we just do it when?
No, we do
You're-
that, we follow, I've never called Ryan
Okay.
unless, as the board president,
That's not
if I
true.
have to deal with,
I mean, if you want to make a misstatement like that, you're more than welcome. But
I'm
I
not
can-
making
I
a
can make-
misstatement,
I
Rob.
can obviously, it's a lie, is what it is. You called Ryan, you had them on speed dial when I was president for my 2 terms.
You are sitting there lying.
Okay, we'll have to come to the next meeting and you can sit on R2D2 here and tell everyone that you're lying right now.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
Rob,
You are
we're done
lying,
with this
Valerie.
conversation. No, I'm
It
not.
says who calls him. There's call
Okay,
logs. I'll just bring them up. Can we bring them up? Can we do that? Can
Okay.
Can we call the lawyer and bring up?
we are ending this
If
conversation.
you're gonna lie,
I'm not lying.
okay, well, then I want to make a motion to bring up the past calls the last 2 years of how many times you called Ryan when you weren't the president. Thank you for doing that. I need a second on that.
That should be affordable information.
And it's not in our policy. So her saying that she should be the only one calling, I wish that would have happened the last couple of years. Because I get phone calls saying, I just got a call again. And I'm like, why is she calling me? So you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
Rob.
are. I will resign from this board if I'm proven false. I will resign from this board immediately if
That
I'm
would be
proven false.
great.
In the last 2 years when I was president, you never called him while I was president. That is a bold-faced lie.
So we talked in the past about needing to clarify
Exactly.
board operating procedures.
Yes, exactly.
Because of situations like this, we don't have clarity, and it's not written there, it's ambiguous. Is that something that, this particular subject, is that something that can be brought up in policy?
Absolutely. In
We
fact,
could-
Jamel
we could-
Williams was the one sitting here and wanted to do it. And, Rob was president and it was never brought forward. So,
Yeah, because we didn't want to do it. Because
I actually, through the policy committee, I worked on document, and I actually have the document.
Yeah.
If I, you know, if the board would like a copy of it, I will send it to everybody.
Yeah,
Great.
please.
Yeah, and we can, you know, because I started working on it and Jamel and I also worked on it together. And, you know, but nobody wanted to do anything with it, so it sort of sat there. So if you want to bring it back up, we're welcome to do it. It has always, historically, since I have been on this board, it has always been the only person that, not allowed, but that we should call our lawyer, and usually it's, you know, make sure that it's official school bills is the board president, because of the cost that we incur.
Makes sense.
And then
Okay.
it's funneled through one person, there's one point of contact,
Right.
and that's how it should be.
So if there's issues that are affecting us or the school district, then, you know, either Joe or myself would call Ryan and talk to him. Now, yes, I think, Joe, we've been talking to Ryan quite a bit because we've been going through STA, you know, negotiations and other things. So at this point, yes, we are talking to him a lot, but that's the way it has to be. And I guarantee you that I think that the cost for the lawyer, if you go through the years, is pretty much the same. It's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, I haven't looked at it. I asked for that last year. I haven't looked at it this year
Yeah.
yet, but I would.
No.
I wonder.
Yeah, and when we have a new superintendent, a new business manager,
Right.
we want them to be able to talk to the lawyer anytime that they need to, especially because, you know, it could be a legal issue that might, you know, affect us with liability. So,
if we don't have, do we have a policy? I'm looking.
no,
for
we
the
don't,
policy.
it's not really a policy. It's
So then
just,
we should have a policy.
yeah.
Well, it should be
So
in,
let's do
like
it.
That's all.
Daryl brought up, there should be a
Board
board
operating policy.
operating
Yeah,
procedure.
standard operating procedure for.
But I have that, and I worked on it and revised it and put things in it, and I will send it to everybody, and we can start looking at it again, and,
Maybe at the 3-4
Send it
meeting.
over.
yeah.
Great.
So, but there's a lot of work involved, because you've got to, you know, have policies for each one of your, the areas that you have operating procedures for, so that was the last thing that I was doing, it was trying to make sure that we had the policies in our policy book for the standard operating procedures, so. But yes, I put a lot of time and work onto that, so I will send it to everybody.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Comments? Okay. Now I'm going to need another public input, this time on non-agenda items. Anybody like to address the board?
Yeah, do I stay here or up
Can you
there?
come to the podium, please? Thank you.
It's all that. All right. Got 3 minutes, I guess, right?
Yeah.
3 minutes. I'll give you an indication when you're down to like 1 minute.
1 minute, we're making it sound. All right, so my name is Chris Van Pelt, for the 576 Route 19 in Saratoga. Most people know me as the Twins' dad, and Twins kid girls who play soccer and basketball for Stillwater. Been a great experience, 8 years. They're in 8th grade now, so it's been a great run. So what I'm here tonight to do is to advocate to get the lacrosse merger for the girls back on track. I know we kind of went off the rails, looked like it was going to go through. Whatever happened, happened. I've spoken to AD King briefly, spoke to Superintendent Mariano for a while, who was gracious enough to take my call. I also spoke to AD Berrigan, Principal Mitchell, and Superintendent Apostle as well. And I think, I don't want to speak for anybody here, I'll speak for them a little bit. I think they probably would go forward with the merger. Obviously, there was a January 7th board meeting here. People are aware of what was said at the meeting. Not sure why those things were said publicly, but they were, and now we just have to deal with it. And I think what got caught up in the crossfire was, at the end of that, we had a girls lacrosse merger going through, and then it didn't. So, what I've been involved with over the years is at the youth level with mechanical and Stillwater sports, whether it's basketball and the All Saints program, the rec program. We have the mechanical Stillwater soccer program. There's a Revolution program. They serve Stillwater and mechanical kids at the youth level. Culture is great there. We view it as one big community. It's not separate. We don't view one kid better than the other kid, or the kids are the same. My twins, who are going to play lacrosse this year, the biggest thing to do there for them was they were gonna be playing with their friends from Mechanical, and the scene was on the Mechanical side. So we think the culture is good at that level. At your guys' level, I'm not sure where it lies between both schools. And I think what I'm looking for is just somebody at your level. Families can only do so much. But it's somebody at your guys' level to take it to the next step. Somebody's gonna have to do something, whether it's symbolically, to get things going in the right direction. And as far as I look at the boys lacrosse program right now, and whether we term it as a success or not a success, it's a success because it's there. It's being offered to them. It's 5 years into it. They only get to three levels. They have 2 definitely this year, probably will get to a 3rd level. But that's been 5 years in the running. It's a boys program. It's got the support. I'm looking for the same support for the girls program. There's about 17, 18 kids interested on both sides. It'll probably go down once the kids start playing. But to get that sustainability over a long period of time, we've seen what the trajectory of the boys program is. It's not gonna ever stand alone. It's just not gonna happen, whether it's Mechanical or Stillwater. It's gotta be a bigger community. Other sports are running into it. My kids play soccer. There probably should have only been either a JV or a modified team last year, and definitely this year. If lacrosse starts, it's gonna put pressure on softball. Flag football's coming down the road in the spring. That'll be here in 5 years. Football, which I wish you guys would keep totally separate from every conversation, because I think there's a lot of passion for it. I support the program, but I feel like that lacrosse merger got caught in the crossfire of the comments that were made coming out of the football conversation. Way too much passion involved there, way too much emotion, and not just thinking about the bigger picture of it's just not football. There's a lot of other stuff going on here. So what I'm asking, I don't care which one of you it is, I don't really know anybody here really well. I know Miss Price because my kids have played with her kids, and they're great kids have been wonderful, my twins. I was raising the same thing. Sadie is like, my twins idolize her. I'm just looking for somebody to step up and just do what's necessary to get it back where it was on January 6th. January 7th happened, can't take it back. Everybody knows what was said here. We gotta figure it out. The merger is probably not gonna happen this year. I've come to realize that. I would have had a bunch of families here with me. I spoke to them. We're all on the Mechanical side. I know the Stillwater families. We're all still ready to go. March 9th is the deadline when the season starts. If it's not, I just don't see it getting resolved by then. But I'd like to see people start taking the steps, maybe a year out. People are feeling differently. But next year, I expect this to go through. That's my expectation. So whichever one of you guys wants to get on board with us, we figure it's been like the engine of this thing. I'm just here to help her out, but we'll take anybody's support at this point to make this happen. If I got to go give a public apology to Mechanical, I'll go do it. It's irrelevant. The families are wonderful over there. The kids are wonderful. We've got great kids over here. You guys seem like you're willing to talk about all kinds of different issues. This is the issue that we care about right now. So whoever wants to step up, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay. All right. I just need a motion to go into executive session to discuss STA contract negotiations and personnel. So moved.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone.